What's up, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today I get to announce two new Omnis coming out in May and June of 2023 from Marvel Comics. So let's find out what they are together. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you so much to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us advance notice of both of these books, one coming out in May and the other one coming out in June. Before I go any further, smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, stay away from the comments, make sure you're surprised, and then by all means, after you see what books are coming out and which covers and the content, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section. So, share the video too. I always forget that. Thank you to the folks that have been sharing our videos, by the way. That is so nice. All of that is helping with our YouTube algorithm. So, the first book I'm going to be talking about, let's talk about the one that's coming out in June of next year. This is a character that has had one omnibus already, and people have asked me, what are the odds of getting a second omnibus? And I honestly didn't know there was enough material to be collected for a second omnibus until I saw the mapping. So, okay, I see what they did here. So it is my pleasure to get to announce Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider Omnibus, coming out in June of 2023. Let's take a look at the main cover, because guess what? There's three covers for this omnibus, and one of them is just blowing me away. So let's take a look at the standard edition cover here. This is the one that's supplied by Ben Gao, who did a lot of the covers for this particular run. And speaking of run, let's talk about what is collected in this omnibus. So this collects Spider-Gwen, the 2018 series, 1 through 10, Spider-Geddon, Ghost Spider Video Comic number 1, Ghost Spider Annual number 1, Ghost Spider 1 through 10, King in Black, Gwenom vs. Carnage, the 3-issue miniseries, Web Warriors 1 through 11, and material from Amazing Spider-Man number 1, the 2015 Amazing Spider-Man number 1. So it was the Web Warriors that I completely forgot about, and I'm glad that it is included in here. Let's take a look at our first variant cover. This variant right here is supplied by Andrew Robinson. And I think he did a couple of variants for the issues of Ghost Spider, the 2019 Ghost Spider. So all of this stuff takes place after Spider-Gwen, that first omnibus. And it's when she decides to change her name because she figures, you know, Spider-Gwen is really not that cool of a name. So I'm going to go with Ghost Spider, which actually is a really cool name. And included in here is the King in Black. I love that Gwenom Carnage. I thought that was a freaking awesome story. And it's got a beautiful cover. So, speaking of beautiful cover, the second variant, the next variant is by In Hyuk Lee. And it is a cover from that series. And oh man, here it is right here. That cover is freaking amazing. I don't really get single issues as much as I used to, but I came really close to buying that variant just for that cover because, oh my gosh, that is freaking awesome. So, in here you're going to find the work of Mike Costa, Julian Totino Tedesco, you're going to find the work of Sean McGuire, Rosie Kemp, and Ig Guara, just to name a few. You have Greg Lance applying a lot of the covers for the Ghost Spider series. So, like I said, this is the stuff that happens after the first omnibus. So this is the next omnibus. If you're following the character in chronological reading order, if you become a fan of her because of the Spider-Verse movies, this is the next book to get. Now, if you've been paying attention to my channel, I kind of hinted at there's going to be 3 Spider-Man announcements or Spider-Man related books, Omni announcements, and the next book, I didn't really count it as a Spider-Man book because this character plays a bigger role in the Marvel Universe. This character got her own series, but even though I think a lot of people think of Spider-Man when they think of her, and I am so happy that this is getting collected because this is a book that every time I read the trade paperback, I kept pushing. I'm like, I hope other people are out there reading this amazing series and they're not missing out. And I am happy to announce, coming out in May of 2023, Black Cat by Jed MacKay Omnibus. That's right, it is coming in May of 2023. Let's take a look at that standard edition cover first. This is the standard edition cover supplied by Pepe Larraz. And he did some of the covers for the first series. And speaking of first series, let's take a look at the contents of this particular omnibus. So we have Black Cat, the 2019 series 1 through 12. Then when it was relaunched in 2020, all 10 issues there. Black Cat Annual number 1 from 2019. The 2021 Black Cat Annual. The A story, Giant Size Black Cat Infinity Score, Iron Cat 1 through 5. I'm so glad that's in there. Free Comic Book Day 2020, Spider-Man Venom, the Spider-Man story. This one in particular makes me really happy because this is a book that I was hoping a lot of people got to read. And the people that were reading it were like, hey, I'm still going to buy the trade paperbacks, but what are the odds that we get an oversized hardcover or an omnibus? And at that time, I really don't know. Well, now we know. Now we know. So let's take a look at the direct market cover together. This one also supplied by In-Hyuk Lee. And In-Hyuk Lee did provide some of the covers for the ongoing series. A lot of them were variants. And speaking of artists that worked on here, so Jed MacKay got to work with some wonderful talent. I think the first few series were done by Travel Foreman and Michael Dowling. There's also the art in here of Carlos Villa. You're going to find the artwork in here of Carlos Villa. So a series I really enjoyed. I like the idea of them putting the Infinity Annual in there. That was a really fun story where you have different characters trying to get the Infinity gems. We still call them gems in the Marvel Comics universe, not the MCU. But that was a really fun story. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't connect to the next story like the Captain Marvel Annual. So I don't know if they could expand on that, but the mapping in here is everything that Jed MacKay wrote. I'm hoping this eventually becomes a volume 1 and we get more Jed MacKay Black Cat stories because it seriously needs to be read by everyone. Not just people that enjoy Spider-Man or have ever wondered about the character, but it is a really good and fun story. But that is the announcements for this time. June of 2023 gives us Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider Omnibus, and May of 2023 gives us Black Cat, Jed MacKay Omnibus. Don't forget to pre-orders as soon as the pre-orders come open. And thank you again to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us this advance notice. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.